Hi everyone, it's me Ghost Girl again, and today I'm going to be doing a video on Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce was once the King of Scotland and secured Scottish independence from England. He was born on the 11th of July 1274 into a Scottish aristocratic family. He was also distantly related to the Scottish royal family through his dad, and his mum was descended from Gaelic ancestry. Robert's granddad was supposed to be actually descended to the Scottish throne, but unfortunately the King of England at the time, King Edward I, decided that John Balon was to be king and not Robert the Bruce's granddad. And so because of that, Robert the Bruce and his father decided not to support John Ballad when he was king. And when Edward I decided to invade Scotland in order to get John Balon off the throne, Robert the Bruce and his dad decided to support the invasion in 1296. Edward I then ruled over both Scotland and England. When William Wallace decided to start his uprising against the English, Robert the Bruce then decided to support William Wallace during his uprising. When William Wallace was defeated, Robert the Bruce was able to keep his land that he owned at the time, and then decided he was made a guardian of Scotland, and in 1298, Bruce as well as John Conway, who was Robert the Bruce's biggest rival. John Conway was Balon's nephew, and him and Robert the Bruce were both in battle were constantly competing against each other for Robert the Bruce's, no, for Scotland's, for the throne of Scotland. In 1306, Robert the Bruce and John Conway ended up in a fight in a church in Dumfries, where Robert the Bruce stabbed John Conway to death. He was then outlawed by King Edward I and excommunicated from the church by the Pope. Robert then claimed, when John Conway was dead, Robert was then able to claim the Scottish throne, and he was then crowned King of Scotland on the 27th of March that year. The next year, King Edward dispatched an army to hunt down King Robert the Bruce, and Robert the Bruce was forced to flee his home and his family was captured. His wife and daughters were imprisoned and 3 of his brothers were then executed. Bruce then spent the winter in Northern Ireland, and when he returned to Scotland he was able to successfully form an army and declare war against the English. Then in 1314 he was able to defeat the English in the Battle of Bannockburn, which, if you guys don't know, if you visit a town named Stirling, in the battle there's like a kind of memorial where it's like the Battle of Bannockburn Memorial, and it's meant to be the area where Robert the Bruce fought the English and defeated the English, and it's called the Battle of Bannockburn Heritage Centre, and it's like a museum that you go into, and it's like everything's like all 3D and pop out. You get these glasses, you put these 3D glasses on and you go in and it's like 3D, and you get these like swords and stuff like that, and you're like, all the kids have got these foam swords and they're like fighting with these foam swords and that, and then you also get to go in this room and it's like battle strategies, so you can basically choose like if you're going to lead an army, what would you do with them, where would you go, and then you pick out like what you do with them, and then what happens is you get to see like the outcome of what the battle would have been if you chose those methods, or if you chose another thing, like what would happen. And it's really good. I've been before. I can't remember what the price is because my mum's got a membership, so we get in for free. If you've got a Historic Scotland membership, Historic Scotland, they're the company that owns the Battle Bannockburn Heritage Sites. They also own I think it's Stirling Castle and a couple of other famous historic sites. And if you go, or if you get like a membership, then you can go into like unlimited like visitor attractions that that company owns for so much a month. I can't remember how much it is. So after he defeated the English in the Battle of Bannockburn, Scotland became an independent monarchy, and in 1320 the Scottish Earls sent a letter to Pope John XXII declaring that Robert Bruce was the rightful ruler of Scotland. 4 years later, Robert the Bruce received recognition as a king of an independent Scotland. In 1327, the English decided that they didn't want Edward the First had a son, King Edward II, who led the Battle of Bannockburn, and the English then decided in 1327 that they didn't want Edward II to be their king anymore, and they wanted Edward's son to be their king. So they took Edward II off the throne, and then after that there was peace in Scotland. Well, for the next wee while anyway. Robert the Bruce then died 2 years later in 1329, and he was buried at Dunfermline Abbey. He requested when he died that his heart would be taken to the Holy Land and he wanted his heart to be taken to Jerusalem, but unfortunately his heart never made it to the Holy Land. It got as far as Spain, and then his heart was taken back to Scotland and buried in Melrose Abbey. During the Victorian times, they actually were doing restoration work in Dunfermline Abbey, and they actually uncovered Robert the Bruce's tomb and discovered his skeleton. And the Victorians then took like a clay mask of his skull and took the mask and had it in the Stirling Smith Art Gallery, and you can actually still go to the Stirling Smith Art Gallery and see this clay mask. Also recently, thanks to modern technology, you can actually see like a kind of sculpture of what Robert the Bruce really looked like. It's like a true sculpture of his face. Basically what they've done is some modern computer experts, they took the skull to them and they done a bunch of scans with like lasers and stuff, and it like they were able to produce what his face really looked like in real life. And then they gave the image to a Canadian sculptor who then carved the Robert the Bruce's head out of stone, and then the sculpture was then presented, and you can actually find the sculpture of Robert the Bruce's head in the Stirling Smith Art Gallery as well in Stirling. And we know it really did look like Robert the Bruce because Robert the Bruce actually has a bloodline. He's got family descendants who are still alive today, and they were actually invited to the reveal of the sculpture in the Smith Art Gallery, and one of the descendants, that the people that was there, actually said to one of the workers at the museum when the sculpture was like revealed to them that actually looked a lot like his father. And it's actually amazing when you like look at like all that stuff and like genes and stuff, and you realise like how far back genes can go, to the fact that an ancestor that they had like centuries ago actually looks very similar to a man that's like alive now, which is actually just amazing. Well, that's me kind of told the story of Robert the Bruce. I hope you liked this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like this video, comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos from me. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell down below so that you'll be notified when my next videos come out. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys soon, and goodbye.